Alright, so we're starting chapter 1 where we're going to be working with different real number sets. We're going to start with some rational numbers and their decimal expansions today. So, getting started, we need to start with some keywords. So, what is a rational number? Well, a rational number is a number, I'm going to use the hashtag to represent number, that can be written in the form of A over B, where A and B are integers, which we have talked about integers before. Integers. And B does not equal 0. And B can't equal 0 because you can't divide something into 0 groups. That's why we can't divide by 0, and B is in our denominator. They can also be written as terminating or repeating decimals. And my eye kind of disappeared there. Alright, so then the question is, what's a terminating decimal? Well, a terminating decimal has a decimal expansion that ends. So, I mean, if you think about what terminate means, it means an end. If you think back to the movie The Terminator, his point was to come back and end a life. So, terminate a life. So, a terminating decimal has a decimal expansion that ends, and we like to think of it that it is ending in zeros. And not just the fact that 1 0 pops up, but that, you know, we would have multiple zeros that we have finished dividing. So that would be something like 0.25 or 0.5. Those are terminating decimals. A repeating decimal has a decimal expansion that repeats a digit. So like 1/3 becomes 0.333 and it just keeps going. Or a block of digits. And that is without end. So it continues to move. Like I said, these threes will go on forever. And we write that with that little bar notation. So 0.3 with the bar on top of it. When we talk about rational numbers, those are, of course, our fractions. Like down here, the 1/3. 1/4, not an equals, but I'm going for a comma there. 10 would be a rational number because that is equal to 10 over 1, right? So our whole numbers are also rational numbers. Our integers are rational numbers because we can put them over 1 and they become that fraction or written in fraction form. So here's our first example. What is 3/16 written as a decimal? And we're going to do this the long way. We're going to put the 3 inside, and we're going to put our little divider. There is a specific name for it. I'm not going to think of it off the top of my head. And we're going to divide that by 16. I know that 16 does not divide into 3, so I have to put in my decimal. I'm going to put a 0 here, and I'm going to add a 0 onto my list, so that now I'm asking myself, how many times does 16 go into 30? Well, I know that 16 times 2 is 32, so it's only going to be once. And we will then subtract 16. When I subtract that 16, I borrow from the 3, and it becomes 2. And now I have 10 minus 6, which is 4, and 2 minus 1, which is 1. So I have 14. 16 doesn't go into 14, so I put another 0. I add a 0. So now I'm asking myself, well, how many times does 16 go into 140? And I can try a couple times. I've already worked this out, so I am pretty sure it's an 8. So we're going to do 16 times 8. And 8 times 6 is 48. 8 times 1 is 8, plus the 4 is 12, so we get 128. If I add 16 to that, that's going to bring us above the 140. So I know that is 8. I'm going to put 128 here. And I'm going to subtract. So then I have 10 minus 8, which is 2. The 4 became a 3, so what's 3 minus 2 is 1. So it's 12, and since that's less than 16, I know that 8 was the correct choice, and that I didn't want to go higher. And 16 does not go into 12, so I have to drop down that 0. And so then I'm going to ask myself, well, then how many times does 16 go into 120? Well, if 8 is 128, then I'm going to guess 7. So 16 times 7, 6 times 7 is 42. 7 times 1 is 7, plus the 4 is 11. So now I'm at 112. So that was with a 7. I'm going to do my subtraction. So I have 10 minus 2 is 8, and then that's 1 minus 1, which is 0. I am going to add a 0 on my nice long decimal of 3. And make this an 80. And how many times does 16 go into 80? Well, the answer to that is 5. So 16 times 5. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 1 is 5, plus the 3 makes the 8. So we get the 80. And when I subtract, I get 0. And so at this point, this is where, if I kept going, I would have 0, 0, zeros all after the 5. So this is what we call a terminating decimal. So we know that 3/16 is equal to 0.1875. And yes, I want to see in your work for this, any of these, the division that is happening. So when I am looking at your work for 1.1 and we're working with division problems, this is what I'm looking for work. I know, I'm such a mean teacher. We've got 2 more examples. I'm going to do them in the next video, so there'll be 2 videos for 1.1. So we'll see you there.